Hello, and welcome to the very first Deep River Riverkeeper podcast, Episode 0. It might seem a little strange to start with Episode 0, and if you're here to learn about water quality in your local swimming holes, this is probably not the episode for you. Rather, the purpose of this episode is to introduce you to your hosts. You can think of us as your guides to the Deep River. Now, don't worry if you're not interested in hearing about us. This series is not going to be a linear narrative, so please feel free to jump to any episode that interests you. And if you find that you do want to hear a little bit about the hosts of your Deep River Riverkeeper podcast, you can jump right back into this episode, no problem. First, I'd like to start by introducing myself. I'm AJ. I'm a senior here at University of North Carolina, Greensboro, and I am studying economics and philosophy. I hope to go to law school. Now, I chose to work for the DRRK, Deep River Riverkeeper, because I'm an incredibly passionate person when it comes to the outdoors. From rock climbing, skiing, hunting, fishing, if it's outdoors, you'll probably catch me out there. Now, I would like to introduce you to my good friend, Ricky.
All right, thank you, AJ, and hello, everyone. My name is Ricky, and I'm a junior here at UNCG. I'm a philosophy major, and I've got an economics minor, and I was interested in working for Deep River Riverkeeper due to my interest in public policy and environmental ethics. And in my free time, I also enjoy doing art and writing and having interesting conversations with people.
Yeah, when Ricky says that, he 100% means that. He is definitely one of those people that likes to have interesting conversations. Now, Ricky, I'm a little hurt. I think you're forgetting something very specific that's coming up.
Oh, yeah, the Ethics Bowl.
Yeah, Ricky and I are going to participate here at UNCG's Ethics Bowl, and we're definitely going to win it.
Yeah.
And speaking of a little more philosophy talk for you, you also have something coming up next month.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, the philosophy conference that I'm going to.
Yeah, we won't tell you where it is quite yet, but when he's done, we'll let you guys know how it went.
Right. All right. Well, I'll pass it to Erin next. Erin, introduce yourself.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Erin. I am a history major and art history minor. I really enjoy folklore and mythology and storytelling. That's what I've been focusing on right now. The reason I chose the DRRK is because I absolutely love animals and the environment. I grew up watching people like Steve Irwin, the Kratt Brothers, and I want to keep spreading education about animals, the environment, and how to protect them to other people. In my spare time, I like to read and I do crafts, and I'm really happy to be here.
Oh, that's so awesome, Erin. Weren't you also telling us about your rock collection?
Yeah, when I was little, my family would go to those places where you get like a bucket of rocks and like sift through it. And we had a rock tumbler, and I always really loved seeing how they would turn out. And I think it's really cool how nature creates all these different varieties and colors and shapes and textures.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's really cool to look at all that.
Yeah, Erin was giving us all the hot tips on where to find the best rocks earlier.
We'll decide if we want to let you guys in on that one.
Yeah, fun fact, the Deep River is part of the Triassic River Basin, which means it's 220 million years old. That, for reference, is older than T-Rex, which didn't come around until the Cretaceous 2 periods later. And during the Triassic, we were still in Pangaea, the supercontinent. So basically, the rocks in the Deep River predate the formation of North America itself.
Yeah, rocks are so cool.
Yeah. And they can tell you a lot about an area, which I think we're going to go deeper into in some of the further episodes of our podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next, we are going to hear from Shiza.
Hi, my name is Shiza. I am a double major in archaeology and global languages. So, less interested in rocks, more like the rocks that people have modified. Archaeology Club does a flint napping session every fall. That's really, really fun. So that's about as rock collection oriented as I can. But yeah, I do a lot of like arts, crafts, arts education through the makerspace on campus. I do like bookbinding, miniature furniture making, all sorts of stuff.
Cool. I think bookbinding is really cool.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've never done it, but I always look at it and think that's so neat that they figured out how to like condense everything.
It's easier than you think. I'm saying. Yeah. Next, I'll pass it to my friend Grayson.
Thank you, Shiza. Hey, folks. My name is Grayson. I am a senior here at UNC Greensboro. I have a major in classics and history and a minor in archaeology. I'm a double major. And my interests are space, history as a hobby, video games, and, fittingly, being in nature. I chose to be with the DRRK because, well, I feel like nature has taken care of me throughout my entire life, and I think it would be just as fitting if I were to give back and to help out with taking care of nature as well.
I think it's interesting also how there's like two of us for each topic. Like there's 2 philosophy majors, 2 history majors. You kind of double as archaeology, so we've got 2 trained archaeologists almost.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say trained. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't proclaim to be that trained just about yet. I've taken a couple of classes and read some literature, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to proclaim to be quite professional just yet. Although hopefully I can get some experience in a field school.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ricky and I also don't claim to be trained philosophers.
Damn, guys, so you hate me.
Up there with the greats, Plato and Socrates and whatnot, you know? I'm not getting any of those.
What is
probably-
a trained philosopher, really, when you think about it?
That's quite a philosophical question there.
You could
We'll
unpack
have
that
to
if-
talk about that later.
Unpack that in a future episode. All right, now a bit back on topic. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to my good friend and colleague, AJ. Now, AJ, what does the DRRK do?
Yeah, our mission statement is to protect the Deep River and its neighbors through science, education, and stewardship. And you're going to learn so much more about us as we continue on with future episodes. Now, my question is, Aaron, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Why are any of us here? So, we are members of UNCG's Humanities at Work program. It's a paid year-long internship for students in the humanities department. This program provides exceptional paid internships to undergrad humanities majors. Students in the program work in small teams with local community partners to learn how to leverage their humanities degrees. Essentially, there are not that many internships for humanities degrees. I think a lot of people underestimate them. So we are here to not only gain experience for our resumes, but to learn practical skills that can be used in our future careers.
I agree. I think back on what you said, humanities majors, I would agree, they are underestimated in pretty much every facet, especially a lot of people, when you tell them that you're a certain humanities major, like, oh, I'm a history major or I am an archaeology major, they ask, wow, what do you want to do with that? And that's just probably the most common question that I think I can speak for all of us. We all get that all the time, everywhere. So.
You want to be a teacher?
I want to be a podcast host.
That'll really make him angry if you say that. Yeah, and it's kind of a bummer that humanities majors are so underestimated because this is really like a field of innovative thinking, due to the interdisciplinary nature of the work in the humanities. I mean, like our supervisor is always pumping us up, telling us how the humanities are the future, right? That's kind of the spirit of the whole Humanities at Work program, right? Here's where all the big ideas will be. But anyway, let me get off my humanities soapbox, and I'll hand it back over to my counterparts to speak on our projects in the works.
And Shiza is going to tell us a little bit about some of them.
Yeah, so we've got 2 big projects going on right now. One is the podcast, and another is a piece of visual development for the DRRK, working on mascots to personalize the Deep River and some of the animals that live there. So I've got 2 designs that are completed. I'm going to share a little bit about one of them. But we've been looking at some of the mollusks and bivalves that live along the Deep River, one of which is the Atlantic pigtoe mussel. It's called that because it's got this one groove along the line of its shell that makes it look like the edge of a pigtoe, so it has like triangular facet to it. It's got this very deep, rich orange color that was really fun to play with when it came to the visual design, which I'm super excited for you guys to see when it comes out. But yeah, it was a really interesting project when it came to combining, as an artist, the visual design elements of an appealing piece, and then like the science communication of how to get across what the animal is.
And her design is super cool. I've seen it. It's absolutely amazing. Do you think that there were any particular challenges with designing something that doesn't have a lot of like human features?
Oh, absolutely, because you always want to toe that line between like making it expressive, making it communicable. So a lot of that relies on like eyes, the facial expression, mouth, like what do people relate to? Versus like as a science communicator, you don't want to go too far from like the actual facets of the animal itself. So I think I hit upon a really interesting balance. Hopefully you'll agree when you see the actual product.
We are all very excited for what Shiza's done. It truly is fantastic artwork. And now, if you noticed, Shiza only mentioned one of her designs. There will be more. If you're curious about where you could find these designs, it'll be on our various social medias. And we really encourage you to maybe guess what the other species are going to be. I don't know, there might be a little surprise going on with that.
Hello. Excuse me.
Hey everybody, this is AJ here. If you remember in our previous Halloween episode, spoilers, we played a very spooky sound for you, which you were supposed to guess on what it was. Just a reminder, here's what the sound was. All right, do you have it? Do you know what it is? If you guessed that is a fox screaming, you got it right. Congratulations. Now, some of the keen listeners might have noticed there was also a turkey right in the middle. If you guessed turkey, I'll also give it to you. Now, I'm going to give you another animal sound for you to guess in this episode. So comment down below, reach out to us some way or the other. And next episode, I'll tell you what that animal sound is. Are you ready? Well, here you go.
Now, Grayson, why don't you tell us about some future topics we're going to cover?
Absolutely, AJ. So we have a lot of ideas that we've got cooking in the old noggin about some potential topics and potential episodes we'll be having here on the podcast. One of them is we'll be talking about PFAS chemicals. And hopefully for that episode, we will be interviewing a member of the DRRK staff.
Yeah, Stephanie Stevens, very dedicated member of the team.
Yeah, so we can have we have Stephanie Stevens here who we will be interviewing as a part of that process of making that episode. She should be a wealth of information that we'll be getting from her about the podcast. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that episode. Now, I know an episode you're very excited about is the history of the Deep River.
Oh, you know it, AJ. I am very, very excited. I am, as you know, as I've said before, a history nerd. So talking about the history of the Deep River would be very exciting for me. There are lots of stories along the Deep River, including Faith Rock back in the Revolutionary War, all the way back to indigenous North American tribes who are actually using that Deep River for trade routes with other tribes along the Deep River. So they would use a small ford in the Deep River to communicate and connect with other tribes in the area.
Yeah, definitely make sure you tune into that episode. We will explain to you why it's called the Deep River. Now, I see on my notes here we have water quality. What are we going to talk about that?
So we've got some information on water quality and how that water actually gets treated. So hopefully we also get an interviewer for that episode as well. And if not, we'll be interviewing a couple of people off the mics, and we'll be able to take their word for how they do some of that treatment of the water that runs along the Deep River.
Let's not forget about my favorite up-and-coming episode, Halloween. We're going to be talking about some of the animals that live around the area of the Deep River, including bats, which I'm really excited for because I love bats.
That is going to be a very fun and exciting episode. I'm excited to get into the research process for that one as well. All right, Ricky, why don't you go ahead and close us out? This was a good first episode.
Oh, yeah. Thank you all for joining us today. We really hope you can tune into future episodes. Each of our episodes will include show notes with citations to anything we've referenced. You can also refer to the show notes if you're interested in reaching out to us, if you're interested in making a donation, or if you'd like to find information about local river organizations where you live. Thank you all for listening, and see you next time.